And we are going to travel now to the Netherlands, a bit back to the west coast of Europe. And we are going to start with the University of Twente. I should have here with us Maria Luisa.
Yes, thank you.
Wonderful. Welcome. And the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. My name indeed is Maria Luisa-Carosso, and today I will introduce you to the University of Twente as host institution for your postdoctoral fellowship proposal. Next slide, please. During this presentation, I will walk you through some of the features of the university which will be relevant for the preparation of your proposal as well. Next slide, please. Starting from the introduction, as you will see from next slide, our motto is high-tech human touch. So as a technical university, we stand for a combination of technical and social sciences to achieve impactful research results. On one hand, so cross-disciplinarity is a core in our way of working. On the other, we have a sharp eye also on the valorization of research results. Next slide, please. Scientific staff, students, support staff are all based on our campus. And this proximity allows, on one hand, for cross-fertilization, engineering approach with social challenges always in mind. On the other, on the possibility to build for yourself a highly personal education program. Next slide, please. Our history. So there is a slide set of some slides. You can really go through them. I will show you from 1961, which is when the university was open, all the major milestones in our history up to most recent developments. Yes, from the next slide on, we will focus on two main components really relevant for your research proposal. On one hand, research. So the University of Twente is the Europe's most entrepreneurial university. It's located, as you will see in the next slide, at the gateway of Europe, allowing you really, next slide please, to connect all across and have a great opportunity for networking, for strengthening your connections and your cooperation possibilities. Next slide, please. There are 5 research teams that the University of Twente stands for, those that you really see now in front of you. If any of those resonates together with our motto, that means likely the University of Twente is the place where you want to be. Next slide, please. Our research and education are organized across 5 main faculties, shown in the next slide. And that's where you would be based together with your supervisor from one of the faculties you would be opting for, depending on the field of your proposal. Next to the faculties, and in the next slides, you will see 3 main interfaculty research institutes that are connected to the 5 research teams. So in the next slide, you see TechMed Center for Applied Research in Technology in Healthcare. Next slide, for the Mesoplast Institute on Nanotechnology and Smart Materials Research. And next slide, please. The DSI Institute for Digitalization of Global Services and Engineering for Resilient Society. Next slide, please. And international mindset. So really welcoming, we're really open all over to the world. Now, next slide. The next chapter of this presentation is focused on the education. So the other component of a postdoctoral fellowship application. Next slide, please. You can count on a very rich offer from the University of Twente to fill in those gaps and boosting your career for the next step. Next slide, please. There are grand challenges that we address also through our training. Top facilities you can count on. Next slide will show you those facilities and a rich education program. Many slides are included here just to have some inspiration. You can move towards the next chapter, which is the fact and figures. So this is just to inspire you on the many offers you can count on for your training program as well and career development as well. Yeah, so facts and figures. In the next slide, you will see a little bit about our community. Next to the organization chart, the number of students, number of professionals at the university. Next. The funding also awarded at the University of Twente. Next slide for the ranking. Based on one hand on the scientific output of ours, on the other on the offer of the campus. Next slide. And on the education offered by the University of Twente. In the next slide, you will then see the community of our alumni, very populated and spread all over the world. Next slide is a final remark about the valorization of research results, being a technical university really with an eye on the societal challenges as well. It's very easy at our premises to connect with the industrial sector. In the next slide, you will see some examples of spin-offs built at the University of Twente, and in the final slide, open innovation centers that facilitate this connection with the industrial sector. This is as much as I wanted to share with you, and I'm looking forward to receiving your emails and questions for the next steps.
Thank you so much, Maria Luisa, for sharing all this information. I don't remember if there was a contact detail at the beginning on your first slides. So our listeners, the researchers can contact you, or if you didn't include it into the presentation, then please share it maybe in the chat where they can contact you, where they can send their questions or of course their interests in working with a supervisor from the university. So now we are going to move to the second institution from the Netherlands, which is the dsm-firmenich, presented by Mr. Philip.
Yes, hello,
Philip,
thank you very much.
With us?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, you can hear me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here with us. And I am giving you the floor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I only have a few slides. So yes, you say we're from Holland, but of course dsm-firmenich is a global company. And I'm working in the Netherlands in a research center. I'll come back to that later. And we have also some proposal for the postdoc fellowships. So if we can go to the next slide, maybe just on dsm-firmenich. We have 4 complementary business units, and we have one common purpose. I think we want to address the latest consumer needs and wants and help our customers realize their ambitions, bring progress to life. So we have a perfumery and beauty department that is really looking at coming with superior scents. Then we have the taste, texture and health department, where we're really partnering with all kind of food and beverage industry partners to really improve the quality and the health and the texture of foods. There's a health and nutrition and care department and an animal nutrition and health department. Personally, the proposals are all in the taste, texture and health arena. DSM is not an end producer of any food products, but we make many ingredients that go into food products like enzymes, cultures, hydrocolloids, savory ingredients, etc. So if we can go to the next slide. The postdoc or the fellowship will take place at the Center for Food Innovation. This is located in Delft on the biotech campus. We are within the Center for Food Innovation with about 110 passionate colleagues who are all investigating how to improve foods. But on the biotech campus in Delft, there are other departments of DSM as well, dsm-firmenich. So in total, I think there's more than 300 to 500 people located here. And we are indeed trying to tackle some of society's biggest challenges. So if you go to the next slide on those, I have listed a few potential projects, and please, as I have very limited time, I can't go into any detail on any of them, but please reach out and we can have a contact if any of those sound interesting. So as DSM, we're also producing texturized vegetable proteins and high moisture extrudates. We have our own pilot line extruder, and on topic number 1 is that we are building an extrusion model of what exactly is happening in that extruder in terms of heat transfer, in terms of rheology, in terms of shear rates, and that could be a first potential topic. The second one is we are developing solutions for vegan cheese, and if you look at current vegan cheese, commercial ones, they contain little to no protein, and in the end, I think the holy grail a little bit is that we could mimic real dairy cheeses, which have about 20% protein. We have ongoing work on that, and a second topic could be working on developing such a protein matrix. And then as third topic, of course, we as dsm-firmenich have a lot of enzymes and proteases, etc., that are used for all kind of applications. We are trying to expand our range of these proteases and enzymes in order to functionalize proteins. And you can, for instance, think, make them more emulsifying, improve the heat setting, etc. As fourth topic, as we are indeed selling quite a bit of ingredients like flavor, nutrition, etc., they many times have to go into a certain matrix, and when they're exposed to oxygen or whatever, they might degrade. So encapsulation many times is required, and we are also trying to do that by natural components, for instance, yeast cell walls, proteins, and this is a fourth topic. As a biotech company, of course, we are also still looking at how can we improve our biotechnology. And number 5 is setting up a versatile genetic toolbox to look at speed up the development for enzyme productions. Number 6 is still as a biotech company, we want to understand what is happening in our reactors. And there it's really computational fluid design, assisted bioreactor design, looking at how you can go to single cell protein production from all kind of new carbon and oxygen sources. And then finally, we want to develop insights into the molecular interaction of proteins produced by persistent fermentation, because in the end you want to safeguard protein functionality and optimize the process productivity. So again, a nice biotech opportunity for a fellowship. So if on any of those you have any questions or remarks, please, and on the next slide, here are my contact details. I can't answer all the details on all of them, but I can always forward you to the relevant person. We've had fellowships before. They've been big successes both for us and for the fellow. So we are really hoping that somebody from you would come to this very, I think, internationally minded and nice atmosphere that we have on the biocampus in Delft. Thank you very much, and hope to talk to you later.
Thank you so much, Philip, for your presentation. I have not heard of the company before, so for me as well, it was something new. So I really appreciate you being here with us, and I'm sure that you brought a lot of interest to our researchers. Well, we will of course have you also tomorrow, and you will address the other side of the world. So I would like to thank both Maria Luisa and Philip for representing the Netherlands here today. And again, if you can stay a couple more minutes, in case there might be any direct questions from the audience, please do so.